Hello everyone. Let me ask you a question. When was the last time life truly knocked you down? Not a minor inconvenience, but a moment so gut-wrenching it left you questioning everything. You know what I'm talking about. The heartbreak, the failure, the loss, the rejection. The kind of pain that feels unbearable. I know it sounds crazy, but that pain, it's your greatest teacher. The lessons we need most don't come gift-wrapped in comfort. They arrive in the form of challenges that stretch us, break us, and ultimately remake us. Today, I want to talk about why pain is the catalyst for growth, the roadmap to resilience, and the key to unlocking who you are meant to become. Pain strips away illusions. Pain has a way of cutting through the noise and forcing us to see life for what it truly is, not what we wish it to be. When we're comfortable, it's easy to cling to illusions. The illusion of control, the illusion that everything is fine, or the illusion that we're on the right path. But when pain strikes, it shatters those comforting facades like glass, leaving us face to face with reality. Gentlemen, the journey of your life exposes truths we may have been avoiding. You start to notice the cracks in relationships that you thought were unshakable. You realize that the job you've been pouring your soul into doesn't actually align with your values. Or maybe you come to terms with the fact that the version of yourself you've been presenting to the world isn't who you really are. Pain has a unique ability to strip away all the distractions, all the fluff, and all the lies we tell ourselves. It forces us to confront what's real and what's worth fighting for. The process is raw and uncomfortable, but it's also profoundly clarifying. It's like peeling back layers of an onion, layer after layer of pretense, ego, and denial, until you're left with the core of who you are and what truly matters. When everything is going well, we rarely take the time to question the foundation our lives are built on. But pain doesn't give you a choice. It dismantles the structures that are no longer serving you, even if you've been desperately holding on to them. It reveals where you've settled for less, where you've been ignoring your instincts, and where you've been sacrificing your own well-being to maintain a facade of stability or happiness. In its harshness, pain becomes a mirror. It reflects back the truths we need to see, even if they're uncomfortable. It shows you what's real and what's an illusion, and it doesn't let you look away. Pain builds resilience. Resilience isn't something you're born with. It's something that's forged in the fires of adversity. Pain is the hammer and chisel that shape your ability to endure and adapt. It doesn't feel like it in the moment. When you're in the middle of heartbreak, failure, or loss, it feels like the world is collapsing around you. But every time you pick yourself up, even if it's just to take one shaky step forward, you're building resilience. Pain forces you to confront your limitations. And in doing so, it expands them. Think about it. When you've been through something hard, the things that used to intimidate or overwhelm you suddenly feel smaller. That's not a coincidence. Pain has stretched your capacity, mentally and emotionally, making you stronger than you were before. That's like a muscle. If you never push a muscle to its limit, it never grows. It's the resistance, the heaviness of the weights that causes tiny tears in the muscle fibers. And when they heal, they come back stronger. Pain works the same way. It creates those emotional and mental tears, and as you heal, You develop a toughness that wasn't there before. Pain also teaches you how to adapt. When life doesn't go the way you planned, you're forced to pivot. Maybe you have to find a new way to reach your goals. Or maybe you discover entirely new goals that you didn't even know you had. Either way, pain pushes you out of your comfort zone and forces you to develop skills you didn't know you needed. It might teach you patience, persistence, problem solving, or even just the ability to sit with discomfort without falling apart. There's also something powerful about realizing that you survived something you thought would break you. That realization creates a mental shift. It's proof that you're more capable than you believed, that you can handle more than you thought, and that you're stronger than you ever gave yourself credit for. This shift becomes a foundation, a reservoir of inner strength you can draw from the next time life tests you. Pain challenges your sense of self, but in doing so, it helps you discover parts of yourself you didn't know existed. It reveals the fighter in you, the part that refuses to quit even when the odds are stacked against you. With each hardship, you become less afraid of life's uncertainties because you've proven to yourself time and again that you can endure. Pain strips away illusions. Pain is like a storm that sweeps through your life, tearing down the walls of falsehoods and pretenses you've unknowingly built around yourself. In times of comfort, it's easy to wrap ourselves in illusions. We tell ourselves that everything is fine, that we have control over our lives, that the people around us are who we believe them to be, and that the plans we've made will unfold exactly as we imagine. But when pain enters the picture, it dismantles these illusions with brutal honesty, exposing the truths we've been too distracted or too afraid to face. When pain strikes, it shakes the foundation of your life, revealing where it's unstable or built on false beliefs. It's in those moments of raw vulnerability that you see things as they truly are. Relationships you once thought were rock solid might reveal cracks you never noticed. People who seemed supportive may distance themselves, showing their true colors. Pain forces you to take a hard look at the dynamics in your life, exposing who is genuinely there for you and who isn't. But it's not just about people. Pain also strips away the illusions you hold about yourself. It forces you to confront your fears, insecurities, and blind spots. Maybe you've been telling yourself that you're okay when, deep down, you're not. Or perhaps you've been clinging to an identity, a job, or a dream that no longer serves you. Pain doesn't allow for denial. It shines a light on the gaps between who you are and who you want to be. There's a unique clarity that comes with pain. It sharpens your perception and helps you see through the distractions and superficialities that once seemed so important. The things you once obsessed over, status, appearances, material possessions, suddenly lose their grip on you. Pain has a way of narrowing your focus to what truly matters. It forces you to reassess your priorities, values, and goals. It's uncomfortable and disorienting to have the illusions you've relied on stripped away, but there's also a strange sense of liberation in it. You're no longer weighed down by the expectations of others or the stories you've told yourself to avoid facing hard truths. Pain acts as a filter, removing what's false and leaving you with what's real, even if what's real is messy, imperfect, or painful in its own way. As you face the reality that pain reveals, you begin to see the patterns in your life, the ways you've settled, the times you've ignored red flags, and the moments you've compromised your own needs to keep up appearances. It's an unflinching mirror showing you the habits, relationships, and choices that have contributed to your current struggles. It can be brutal, but it's also an opportunity to break free from those patterns and create a life that aligns with your truth. Pain doesn't just strip away illusions about the external world, it also forces you to confront deeper existential questions. It makes you think about what it means to live authentically, to connect with others meaningfully, and to find purpose in a world that can be unpredictable and unforgiving. In this way, pain becomes a guide, not an easy or gentle one, but a guide nonetheless, pushing you to uncover the layers of truth you might never have discovered otherwise. Pain teaches you empathy. Pain is one of the most effective, albeit challenging, teachers of empathy. When you've been through pain yourself, you gain an intimate understanding of what it feels like to struggle, to feel lost, or to endure something that seems insurmountable. This firsthand experience creates a bridge between you and others. Suddenly, the suffering of someone else isn't just an abstract concept, it's something you can feel on a visceral level because you've been there too. Empathy isn't something you can fully develop by reading about other people's experiences or imagining their pain from a distance. It's born in the trenches of your own hardships. When you've felt the sting of betrayal, you recognize it in someone else's eyes. When you've mourned a loss, you hear it in someone's voice. And when you've wrestled with self-doubt or failure, you can spot those same struggles in the subtle ways others carry themselves. Pain forces you out of your comfort zone. Comfort zones are like soft, warm cocoons where everything feels predictable and safe. They're where we retreat to avoid risk, failure, and discomfort. But comfort zones also have a downside. They keep us stagnant. Growth doesn't happen there. Pain, on the other hand, is the force that shatters those cozy confines and propels us into the unknown. It doesn't ask for permission. It simply pushes you forward, whether you're ready or not. Pain disrupts the familiar. It takes the routines, relationships, and patterns you've grown accustomed to and turns them upside down. Maybe it's the loss of a job that you thought you'd have forever. Maybe it's the end of a relationship that you believed would last a lifetime. Or maybe it's the sudden realization that the path you've been on is no longer aligned with who you are. Whatever the source, pain shakes the foundation of your comfort zone and forces you to confront a new reality. When this happens, you're faced with a choice. Stay in the rubble of what once was, or move forward into the unknown. The unknown is terrifying, but it's also where possibility lives. Pain doesn't just push you out of your comfort zone, it pushes you into situations that demand growth. It requires you to think differently, adapt to new circumstances, and discover parts of yourself you didn't know existed. Stepping out of your comfort zone often means facing fear head-on. Pain doesn't just introduce you to fear, it immerses you in it. Fear of failure, fear of rejection, fear of not knowing what's next. These emotions can feel overwhelming, but in the process, you learn something profound. Fear is temporary and it loses its grip the moment you confront it. Pain teaches you that the discomfort of stepping into the unknown is far outweighed by the opportunities that await on the other side. Pain also forces you to take risks. When everything feels like it's falling apart, the need for survival overrides the fear of trying something new. Maybe you've been stuck in a job you hate, but losing it pushes you to pursue a career you've always dreamed of. Maybe heartbreak motivates you to travel, meet new people, or rediscover hobbies you'd abandoned. Pain doesn't give you the luxury of clinging to what's comfortable, it demands action, even if that action feels terrifying at first. As you navigate the challenges that pain brings, you start to build new skills and strengths. You become more resourceful, more adaptable, and more willing to take chances. Each step out of your comfort zone, no matter how small, expands your horizons and redefines what you're capable of. Pain forces you to see that the boundaries you once thought were fixed were really just self-imposed limits. In the process, you begin to realize that comfort zones, while safe, are also confining. Pain reveals the hidden potential that lies beyond those walls, the potential to grow, to evolve, and to create a life that is more aligned with your true self. By pushing you out of your comfort zone, pain helps you discover your strength. Strength is often something we don't realize we have until it's the only option left. Pain, in all its intensity, strips away the layers of comfort and safety that shield us from truly knowing what we're capable of. It forces us into situations where we must dig deep, summon resources we didn't know we had, and endure what feels unbearable. In these moments, pain becomes the forge where inner strength is revealed and honed. When life throws challenges your way, it can feel like the ground has been pulled out from beneath you. At first, the weight of the situation might feel crushing, and you might doubt your ability to carry it. But as time passes, and as you face the pain head on, you begin to realize that you're still standing. Even if you're battered and bruised, you're surviving. That survival is the first glimpse of your strength, a strength you might not have recognized if everything had stayed easy. Pain often comes with uncertainty and chaos. It leaves you questioning your decisions, your worth, and even your identity. But in navigating that chaos, you learn to adapt, to persevere, and to rebuild. Strength isn't just about powering through, it's also about resilience, the ability to recover, to heal, and to keep moving forward, even when the path ahead is unclear. Pain also teaches you to confront fear, whether it's fear of failure, fear of loss, or fear of change. Pain brings these fears to the surface and challenges you to face them. Each time you take a step forward, despite the fear, you prove to yourself that you're capable of more than you imagined. This process builds confidence and reinforces the belief that you can handle whatever life throws at you. There's also a transformative aspect to pain. It changes the way you see yourself. When you endure hardship, you begin to recognize your own resilience and resourcefulness. You discover that you're stronger than the doubts, the failures, or the circumstances that seemed insurmountable. You learn that strength isn't about never falling, it's about rising each time you do. Pain has a way of forcing you to rely on parts of yourself that you might have overlooked. Maybe you discover an inner courage that allows you to speak up for yourself for the first time. Maybe you find a determination that pushes you to try again after a significant setback. Or perhaps you tap into a patience and self-compassion that help you endure the long road to healing. Whatever the case, pain brings these qualities to the surface, showing you just how multifaceted and capable you truly are. Strength isn't just about the big, dramatic victories. It's also about the quiet, everyday triumphs. It's the strength to get out. Pain is the price of transformation. Transformation is rarely a gentle process. It's messy, uncomfortable, and often accompanied by pain. Pain serves as the catalyst for change, breaking down the old to make way for the new. It's the price we pay for growth, for becoming the person we're meant to be. Without pain, there's no reason to move, no incentive to let go of what no longer serves us, and no push to rise above the familiar. Pain requires disruption, and pain is the force that disrupts the status quo. When everything is comfortable and predictable, there's little motivation to question your habits, your choices, or the direction of your life. But pain, it shakes everything up. It demands that you stop, take stock, and make a choice. Stay where you are, clinging to what's no longer working, or step into the uncertainty of transformation. Pain strips away the unnecessary, leaving you with only the essentials. It forces you to confront the parts of yourself that you've been avoiding, your fears, insecurities, and unhealed wounds. It peels back the layers of your identity, revealing the raw truth underneath. This process is uncomfortable, even excruciating at times, but it's necessary. Transformation requires letting go of the old version of yourself, and that shedding process is often painful. In the midst of pain, it can feel like everything is falling apart, but what's really happening is a breaking open. A dismantling of the walls you've built around yourself, the beliefs that have kept you stuck, and the patterns that no longer serve you. This breaking open is what allows new growth to emerge. It's like a seed that has to crack open before it can sprout. The seed doesn't know what's coming next. It only knows that it can't stay the same. Pain also forces you to let go of control. Transformation isn't something you can micromanage. It's an organic process, one that often takes you in directions you didn't anticipate. Pain teaches you to surrender to the process, to trust that even though things feel uncertain and chaotic, they're unfolding as they should. This surrender isn't easy, but it's a critical part of transformation. Through pain, you discover resilience, strength, and new perspectives. You learn to see yourself and the world differently. The challenges you face shape you, refine you, and reveal aspects of yourself that you never knew existed. Pain pushes you to grow beyond the limitations you once accepted as truth, expanding your sense of what's possible. Transformation also requires sacrifice, and pain is often the manifestation of that sacrifice. You may have to let go of relationships, habits, or parts of your identity that once felt integral to who you are. This letting go is painful, but it creates space for something new to emerge. It's through this loss that you gain clarity, freedom, and the opportunity to rebuild in a way that's more aligned with your true self. Pain doesn't just change you, it transforms you. It forces you to question, to grow, and to evolve. It's the fire that forges strength, the pressure that creates diamonds, and the storm that clears the way for new beginnings. Transformation isn't possible without pain, because pain is the process of becoming. It's what pushes you to break free from what was, to step into what could be.